Steve Frankfurt is 33 and a top executive in one of America's leading international advertising agencies. In the course of a year, he spends millions of his clients' dollars. Called in once to give an overnight facelift to a tottering airline, he demanded a budget of $6 million and spent the bulk of it in a week on press, radio, and TV advertising. Within 2 days, the airline was carrying 8% more passengers. His wife, Susie, is a designer. She's responsible for the unusual decor of their home. She also did the interior decoration for the 25-story skyscraper occupied by her husband's agency. Susie works when she feels like it. Steve loves every high-pressure minute of his job. At work, he takes dozens of irrevocable decisions a day. At home, he tends to let Susie decide for him. If there's one thing he'd rather be than an ad man, it's a composer.
Come on, fellas, we're going to be late. Let's go. I guess there's probably no more overworked statement than the criticism that advertising sells people things that they don't really need. Well, I, as one person working in advertising, plead guilty. Advertising does sell people things they don't need. Things like television sets, automobiles, ketchup, mattresses, cosmetics, ranges, refrigerators, and on and on and on. People don't really need these things. But people don't really need art, or music, or literature, or newspapers, or historians, or wheels, or calendars, or philosophies, or for that matter, critics of advertising either. All people really need is a cave, a piece of meat, and possibly a fire. All you need in New York for a parade is for somebody to drop his handkerchief. And on St. Patrick's Day, it's a very large handkerchief. They put the parade right smack in the middle of New York, right up Fifth Avenue, and it really doesn't make any difference, who gets in the way. That parade rolls and starts at 40th Street and rolls up to 86th Street, and anything that gets in the way gets run over. It's fun. It's part of New York. It is New York.
All of it. Everybody was there.
Oh, everybody's Irish today.
Oh, I know.
What's on this afternoon?
You have an art Kugelman meeting on spaghetti. John the Pig wants to see you on Chrysler, and a new business presentation.
Why don't you start the first one?
Got some wild stuff, Steve.
This is Chrysler?
Wild, come on.
Is it the international stuff?
Yeah, the Simca stuff. Right. Great. Please.
When do you present this?
Next week, but I want to get you while I can. You want to shoot it in Paris, be wild. You open up on a scene, long road, truck comes forward.
This is for Simca.
Simca, yeah. But we don't tip our hand till the very end. This truck comes up and we hear the sounds of two Frenchmen singing. Gilet, so point, tippé, je tourne that loud and zoom, thing goes past away from you. Je te passe, je t'étonne. Title to market, like a movie, you know.
Oh, this is a series. Each film will be a movie.
Yeah, we don't tip our hands. They don't know it's even a commercial.
Yeah.
And inside the cab of this truck, you see these two Frenchmen, one with a cigarette dangling from his mouth. The other one's a gregarious. He talks real fast. He says, "Hey, je l'ai toi, t'es sur toi." And he looks outside the car and he sees something. And then we see a Brigitte Bardot gal riding a bicycle right on the side of the truck, you know, and they go, "Hey, c'est les mères sont intelligentes, ouais, ouais." And she goes, "Ah, le petit contre swap back," you know. And then we pass and we see a nun, and she's leading this little troop of girls, you know, from the school, and they're going along, and they wave to the cab, and they go, and they, you know,
to Madeline.
Yeah. You hear bells ringing, you know, only the French bells.
Steeple?
Yeah. And he gets out of a cab, and they all excitement. They all gather around this truck, you see. These two guys get out. One goes around the other side of the truck, and they open this thing up. And out of the back of the truck comes a multitude of Simcas, like midgets in a little auto. They keep coming out, the never-ending chain, you know, and they can vroom, vroom. And the music comes back. Dun, 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 dun. You fade out.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I feel that when we take on an account, we look very carefully at the products, the people we're dealing with, and for the most part, we're pretty darn sure about the positive aspects of the ethical positive aspects of the people, the product certainly.
The thing that is important is the question of how do we get out of this mess, this tremendous avalanche of propositions that have been thrown at the consumer. Well, if this is the climate, excuse me.
Coffee will sort of interrupted me. What were you saying?
I was saying that if the climate of our business is such that the public is being snowed or inundated with a great many things, then it behooves all of us, client and agency, to be absolutely certain that under no circumstance does our material look like anybody else's.
The fastest way to kill a bad product is to run a lot of good advertising for it, because you'll get everybody to try it once and they will never come back. And we feel that that style is something that must grow out
Well,
of.
don't you just said that the style comes out of the product. Don't you fellows often have to create that style for your client?
It used to take 20 years before a guy would copy an idea, product idea, promotion idea,
In advertising.
or an advertising idea. And what's happened since then is that the time between innovation and imitation is collapsing all about us. And it's down to some 3 weeks in some of the categories in which we do business. Well, what do we do about it? It's not easy. I tell you what, this is a matter of, do we have 13 geniuses here and the other agencies only have 9? That means we have a few more geniuses. Is this the solution? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. What we have to do is to do our homework.
Let's take this ad, Mr. Carpenter. It's kind of, I think it's an interesting one on the subject of taste. Now, here's a photograph. I remember the first time we showed it within the product group, several people threw their hands up in the air and said, "Oh my God, you know, we can't show a baby's bare bottom in a magazine nationally."
Who's the client there, Steve?
All right, this is Park Davis. Park Davis, pharmaceutical company. We're talking to mothers. Simple story. Not so simple, but simply put in this particular advertisement. 20 shots and just 1 ouch. Now, our feeling was that that story, with this kind of an illustration, would get across to a mother quickly, in good taste, and understandably, and persuasively, with impact.
Well, you've been very patient with us, Harry, and now I just wondered if you could take another 17 minutes or 20 minutes and look at some television commercials.
Yeah, good.
Look at them with the same discernment, the same critical eye, and see if you can see the same striving for simplicity, for directness and meaning to the viewer. I hope you can.
Yes, I've got the time.
Suddenly, an abrupt shift right there.
Cut right there.
Yeah, cut right there,
Cut to the
as we know
feedback.
it's a plane. And then
Very
it's big. And now it's very big. And it stays bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think now you hold the level of it. It keeps up as we can keep it.
To rush at the wind and having caught it to climb as high as the wind itself. To soar. To hover serenely beyond reality. To look out to a horizon without bound. To come home, to return to the world again. For the people of Eastern Airlines, the miracle, the exaltation, the serenity of flight are a ceaseless wonder. Come share it with us.
I think the advertising man is in a certain sense unique because he's probably part artist, part businessman, part scientist, I guess, because of all of the facets of the business of marketing that he gets involved with. The creative side of it. I think all of it can be creative in one sense or another.
Introducing chicken tetrazzini, lasagna, and manigot. Some people think it's the cast of a Dolce Vita.
Introducing lasagna. Some people think it's an Italian opera.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I think is not strong here and isn't coming off for me at all is the fact that this is a frozen product.
There's more to Italian food than veal parmesan. Let's start with chicken tetrazzini, which we all feel is a very, very strong concept.
If in any of the advertising the chef is going to become an important personality, I'm not sure that this isn't the advertising where he should be most important.
The inside story of lasagna. Lasagna explained.
So, yeah, well, we could weave the chef into this one very easily,
I think the chef has to be a major element in
Oh, well, he
could
could tell the inside story.
Right.
He could be, the expose.
The inside story of Manicotti is explained by Chef Boyardee. Or
The inside story of chicken tetrazzini.
Where did chicken tetrazzini originate?
It might have originated in Brooklyn for all I know. Here's announcing the opening of a great Italian restaurant. Your home.
Stevie? What are we going to do this afternoon?
Oh, I promised Peter and Jamie that we'd go bike riding. We'd go to the zoo.
I wanted to go to Green Branch, do a little antiquing.
We'll do that first. We'll go back and get the bike. We'll buy some food.
Okay.
And then, can you take one like this one?
Well, I don't know, Jamie, though. I don't think it's really working. I didn't really ride it. You ride it.
He can go on the handlebars. We'll just take 3 bites.
Okay?
Okay?
Leave the door closed.
Come on, you want to put the corn muffins in your help, Mommy?
Yeah! I'm
Yeah?
gonna do it all.
Okay, you do it all. You could put a little more than that in each one, Jamie. Jamie, answer the phone, please.
Come on, Jamie, get it for me, will you?
Hello? Who is it?
Is it for me? Who is it?
Yep, Uncle Mike.
Is it Uncle Mike? For me? Hi. Oh, fine. How are you? Yeah, Susie had to go to the antique store first, and then we were going to pick up the bikes and go over to the zoo. You want to meet us here? Oh, okay, great. Come on, let's go. We're going to be. Come on.
Bye, Vivian.
Goodbye.
See you in a couple of hours. Thanks.
Bye, Vivian. Wait for us. Here's the Here it is. It's right here. Look at that. Isn't that terrific?
Also, we have a calliope that's broken off, too. We'll have to take care of that for you, too.
Yeah, well, who broke
Who
them?
broke 'em?
Yeah, well, you remember who broke it?
I broke the one.
Yeah, I think Jamie did. My feeling personally is that when I put something on a page or on a television screen, I'm selling it to the public, and that public happens to also include my family, my children. And there is an obligation that we have because of the power of the page, or the channel, if you will, to have the highest ethics.
They'll trim it off, and you'll get what's going on. What is happening in here?
What are you doing?
Something, personal job.
Freelance.
We're trimming that. What's going on?
In the middle of break.
What?
Jerry, what's happening on the? Excuse me. What's happening on the stuff that the Italian stuff?
They went out. I just saw Mortensen sent them a very strong letter the other day, saying that they really ought to do it.
All right. Isn't April probably a good time to shoot?
Yeah, we're still aiming for the first week in April.
First week in April.
Second week.
You only have. You don't have much time now.
No, just 3 or 4 weeks.
Will you let me know as soon as you find out?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Paul. Alan, I love your offer. Terrific. What is this? This is felt?
That's seamless, Steve.
That's great.
We try to achieve a subtle design effect.
What happened here?
Well, that's what they're putting the paper on, Steve.
Oh, I see. It's lovely. I hope you fix it up. I think it's going to be terrific when the style comes back.
Well, I like it.
Goodbye.
So long, Steve.
They're also called the top light. They're called the
Is
ladies'
it called?
top
They're
light.
especially oriented to the girl's problem. What about where would we run this? Let's decide where we're going.
Is it a top flight for women?
Well, are we talking
we're talking
clubs primarily?
Golf clubs, 2 women. Right now, the women comprise 20% of the market. The market's growing as fast as you could want it to. Nobody's ever done any advertising to this particular segment of the market. It's the bit, as a matter of fact, it's the fastest growing part of the whole market. And there's, like 7 million golfers and 1,200,000 of them broads.
Well, actually, in a year's time, they're playing a lot more than a man does because they play all week long. They don't just play weekends like men do.
The woman
Play
plays
every day.
from Monday to
I think she
Friday
gets her
in the
advice from a pro more
afternoon.
than
In the
husband.
afternoon, they play. They dominate the court.
All right, so it's
very
interesting. Nobody has ever talked to them.
Well, it would seem to me
Strange.
that a major communication between the woman and Spaulding is the pro, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because if she's spending as much, if she's spending that much of her time during the week at a golf course, it seems to me that the pro is a person. He's the Arthur Godfrey who's at that golf club.
Yeah, I think that probably our best market would be in Harper's or Vogue. Not necessarily a Family Circle or anything like that, because women who read Vogue and Bazaar are, more apt to maybe spend $160 on a set of clubs.
There are 1,200,000 women in this market. Nobody's paying any attention to them.
I don't think that businessmen and, quote, an artist necessarily have to clash, because I think that the artist, as he fits into advertising, has become is a different kind of an artist, possibly. I think the graphic artist, for instance, is a designer, a filmmaker, but a man who is making a film and putting together a design or a layout for a very express purpose, very specific purpose, to reach specific people and to get a specific message across.
This would be a double Dutch treat. Now we have another
Talking about style of the glass?
glass and the end product, how it will look in the glass. Now we have, in this one, you just shook the milk.
Right.
In this one, we have the milk, and then we'll put some foam on the top to see if we can get some other separation in here.
That's a big scoop.
Well, I think it looks a little bit luscious, and you don't have to add 2 then.
I like this because I think it looks most like a soda fountain. What do you think?
Well, I like the casual look a little bit, and this looks a little too tailored for me. I think I'd like this too. Looks more homemade.
Of course, I like this one best. I think it looks more natural. I think it looks more like what we're trying for here in the layout. Mr. Johnstone? what do you
Yes, I
think?
do.
You know?
I really think it does.
I think
Very much
it should
like
look kind of like a soda fountain in your home. I think it's very simple, and I think it's natural.
Well, I'll tell you first, Grib, the way we went about this, we put 3 teams of art direction. Hi, Steve. Well, you haven't seen any of this, Wes.
Steve, I've just got back from Los Angeles. I've been talking to Dermot. Our Los Angeles office has got some good new commercials on Wesson. They have to do with the fact that Wesson oil stays fresh longer than other cooking and salad oils.
Right.
There's one thing that I think is missing out of those commercials, and that is we need something pictorially that will symbolize freshness so that it can run through each of the commercials, and we've got something planted there that a woman can carry away with her along with just the general story of freshness.
Each time the server of a Wesson fried or a salad that had used Wesson oil appeared in the action.
In the action on the commercial?
In the action on the commercial, these would float around, be a Mother Nature sort of device.
You mean they're sailing around like birds around
Yeah,
their heads
could
and
be
so
the,
on?
if we stuck with the restaurant idea, it could be the waiter or the waitress in the restaurant as they brought the dish to the diners, or it could be the mother in a home.
What does it say?
It says freshness. I mean, it would. You'd have to play your audio.
I don't like it.
Neither do I. What the devil does a bunch of carrots flying around got to do with freshness?
Well, this next one is similar. It's a different device. It's noises and music and pop art. When the bottle is opened, all kinds of noises and music and pop art type of picks come out of the bottle, or firecrackers and sparklers, like the Quiet Corner. This is to convey the idea that the oil is still fresh, has a lot of life in it.
Please tell me, Dermot, how a firecracker coming out of a bottle is going to convey any idea of freshness.
I think anything coming out of the bottle isn't true. I guess the thing that fits me for the job here is the fact that I am involved and interested and excited about many facets of the business, not just one. And I enjoy working with people, and I enjoy helping to put things together to arrive at a solution to a particular problem, and I guess I enjoy problems. And I have a lot of those. Phoenix? Great. Was it great? Rainy. I heard it rained the whole time you got there. Until we left. Oh, Gene told me to ask you that. I said, why? He said the weather was so bad. No, I want to just kiss Phoebe. What? Oh, Phoebe. Welcome to America, Phoebe.
I was going to say when she sees you kissing me.
How is your mother? Oh, I haven't seen her ever. Well, almost this chapter. And to entertain the Scarecrow while she and Toto ate, she told him a little about Kansas. And the Scarecrow listened carefully, but said he would not understand how anyone would prefer to live in such a dry, withered country. That's because you have no brains, explained Dorothy. People love their homes, no matter how dreary, and we would rather live there than in any other country. You know something, fellas?
What?
I think it's pretty late.
No, what?
I think it's time to go to bed.
I need to read a little.
I think it's about time. My feeling, personally, is that when I put something on a page or on a television screen, I'm selling it to the public, and that public happens to also include my family, my children. And there is an obligation that we have because of the power of the page, the channel, if you will, to have the highest ethics.